Hi friends, well, the uncontrollable spread of the corona apocalypse, as people are calling this thing, has brought a wave of fear and hopelessness and a new kind of trauma to our world. Psychologists are saying that treating this kind of trauma is much harder because the fear of pandemic is a phenomenon never felt like this before, certainly not on a global scale, certainly not in a way that we're currently recording this fear now or trying to record it, so they say. There is a collective trauma of the unknown that is sending shockwaves across cultures. And the dominant theme in so many movies and video games of a global pandemic wiping out the world and, well, for some, the story goes, leaving a remnant to survive waves of marauding, bloodthirsty zombies is a fear that's becoming increasingly real to people, even people not associated with that kind of genre. But you know, facing our fears and our Goliaths and our giants and our dragons is essential to human progress. But it's only God's people who know how the story ends. So fear is still present, but for us, it has no real sting. If we dig deeply and we're truly honest, all of us would agree that the most spiritually significant and transformational times of our lives are in fact birthed out of the seasons of crisis and loss and tragedy and even trauma. Not straight away, but as Jesus people, we know how our battles and indeed how our wounds don't just make us stronger, as the world says. We know those who sow in tears will reap in joy, because we know blessed are those who mourn, for they'll be comforted. Psalm 126 and Matthew 5:4. Without knowing excruciating pain and having been touched by evil, none of us would wrestle with God and demand that He explains how a loving God could allow evil in the first place. No, the dark, uncertain times drive us to our knees, do they not? The desert places, they force us to ask the questions, the kind of questions, and pray the heartbreaking prayers that times of joy and peace can never wrench from our souls. I love this, and I want to share this with you today. The Hebrew word for desert, midbar, can be translated as the place of the word. God called Moses out into the desert place to speak with him. The Apostle Paul, it says in Galatians, received his training from the Holy Spirit in the Arabian desert. Jesus fasted and prayed for 40 days and 40 nights out in the desert, where he spent time with God before he launched his ministry. Now, I'm not sure how long this desert journey will be and where it will take us. And I'm not sure what God is trying to say to us through all this, but I do believe it is no coincidence that this desert leads us through Easter. Friends, I encourage you, seeing and remembering the wounds of Christ received in his desert for us means to see and remember Christ's wounds for those who are not yet part of us, those who are not yet part of Christ's body. Knowing how the desert ends means we walk with hope. It also means walking with those who walk this desert without any hope. Nicholas Waltersdorf says this: the Stoics of antiquity said, "Be calm, disengage yourself, neither laugh nor weep." But Jesus says, "Be open to the wounds of the world, mourn humanity's mourning, weep over humanity's weeping. Be wounded by humanity's wounds, be in agony over humanity's agony, but do so in the good cheer that a day of peace is coming." God bless you.